Radical.
Welcome to Flea Market Stories, documenting one man's journey into the world of flea marketing. This might be a double header tonight because I had one I recorded yesterday. I didn't get to upload it yesterday because I was busy. So don't be shocked if you see two straight flea market story uploads tonight. I'm catching the Celtics game and they are whooping the Mavericks. Mavericks got them in game 4, but I think, honestly, the Celtics were kind of laying down a little bit, man. I think they just wanted to celebrate in Boston. On this same date, back in 2008, the Celtics last won a championship. So, yeah, congratulations to the Celtics. Unless in 6 minutes the Mavericks can come back from a 20-point down deficit, then basically all that's left is figuring out who's going to be the finals MVP. Man, that Porzingis, dude, he's made a big change for that team. So congratulations to fans of the Boston Celtics. Now on to the flea market story I want to focus on here. A lot of what I got to think about is how to answer questions. And I make notes about certain questions that I get. And this question came to me kind of weird because I've never had this particular question before. There's somebody came by and they were acting like a little weird. It's one black dude who's acting like a little weird. And it's not relevant really to the fact that he's black. I just like to, for my memories and everything, there's a lot of weird people. I just like to, for my document that this person was of African American origin. But there's weird black people, there's weird white people, there's weird Hispanics, there's weird Asian people. Weird people come in all different flavors of the rainbow. But this particular person just happened to be a weird, kind of wiry black guy. So he came by. And he's like a little louder than normal. He's not like a 10 in the loudness, but he's maybe like a 7, 8. He's like, hey man, you got back to a Xbox controller? And there's two possible backs to those controllers, the 360 and the Xbox One. And I said, it depends. Does your controller look like this? And I held up a 360 controller. He's like, yeah, that's it. And I said, yeah, I got some. So I made a mistake I won't make again, which is to have the actual bag that I ordered online of 10 of them. I order a bag of 10 of them online, and it's about $11-12 if you're lucky to get them through Amazon, right? And they're cheaply made, but they do work. And the profit margin on those, if I sell them for $5 each, is about 5 times. So that's about what really I like profit margins to be on that particular item. I charge 5, which I think is personally that is a reasonable price. If you are down on your luck, you don't have a back or you need a new back for your controller. It's reasonable, right? Now, because he sees that there's a lot of them in a package, then that opens it up to, he starts looking at it and he senses that I have a place where I go to get them in bulk. So what soured him on that was the fact that I had so many of them. And he looks at him and he goes like, well, how much you pay for them? After I tell him, I got one for you, $5. He keeps looking at the bag. Well, how much you pay for them? And then I forget exactly my response to it. I didn't give an answer. What I said was I kind of like, I feigned a little ignorance. I feigned ignorance, you might say. And I said, well, I get all my 360 stuff from a supplier and I get a lot of it in bulk, games, controllers, systems. And I just, I'll get a lot of it in bulk and I'll pay whenever there's a big box of it, stuff like that, just kind of like trying to not give a direct answer. I'm not going to give the answer like, well, if you go over to Amazon, you can get a 10-pack of them for like $11-12. I didn't say that, but this person might go to Amazon and he might see that he can get those online for that. So I messed up on that one sale. At least now I kind of think that I did because, like I said, he saw the bag and he was like, well, damn, must be pretty easy to get those. He didn't say that, but he's probably thinking that. But he asked me if I take card or cash, and I say, well, cash only. He didn't have any cash on him, right? Which was kind of weird because I'm thinking like, a person doesn't have at least $5 of cash on them. If you're going and you're asking somebody if they have the backs to that, or maybe he was out of money, maybe you'd spend all of it there. And he said he was going to go to the ATM. And then I said, well, what I could do for you, like, I could hold it for you. Like I could hold it for you. And, I'm going to probably have these like next week. And he said like, no, I want one today. I'll be back. I want one today. I'm going to go to the ATM. And then I add, well, at that ATM, I do believe there's a charge and everything. And he's like, I know there's a charge. I know it's a charge. I just wanted to make him aware. I'm not sure exactly what the charge was, but if he's going to the ATM to get money out, then he might not like putting whatever money in there to get money out, because he might look at it and say like, that's bullshit. Pay money to this ATM to go back, and he's going to charge me $5 for one of those that he probably got at a discount. But the question was, like I said, how much did you pay for it? So that is a brilliant tactic for somebody going to the flea market about to buy something from somebody, because they're trying to make you reveal how much you paid for them. And it might work in a lot of cases if you catch somebody off guard. I think the way I handled it, though, was probably the best, because I wasn't expecting that question at all. Just to say like, well, I get a lot of them at once. So there's no way that I know personally. It's like a lot of things that I get and acquire at one time. Now he could press and say like, oh, so that bag, that's not like a bag you got directly from somewhere, but he did not. He just kind of accepted that as an answer. There's many questions you're going to get. I talked before how people might say like, well, that's not worth that. Well, that's not worth that, And, you want to be able to answer these questions a certain way and be friendly. But the minute you start getting those questions from a person, you need to flag that potential buyer, because that's going to be a person that's not going to be on your elevated list of people that you really want to deal with. Because as a seller, you want to sell to people that are more than happy to pay the prices that you have right there. You don't want to sell to people that are going to be haggling with you.